All right, guys, welcome back. Settle for three. Joey, Cameron, Evan. This is 343, a new segment. Three guys, three questions, 3 minutes each. You guys see the theme we're going with here?
I think
Three of
so.
us.
Okay,
Even I'm that smart.
you guys are smart, and this is going to be a challenge for you, Cam, because we only got 3 minutes for each of these topics. I'm going to have to start with Evan first on two of these, just to make sure he at least gets a word in. Cam, I'll give you to start on one of them, but I want to hear Evan, and I know how you are, so we're gonna test this theory right here. But let's get right into it with question number one.
Looking forward to that, Joey.
And we got 3 minutes on the clock. First question: should the NFL ban the tush push? And the reason I'm asking this is because the Packers filed a petition to the NFL to block the Philadelphia Eagles from running it. We all know why, because it's pretty unstoppable. But Evan, what do you think? Should it be banned?
Absolutely not. The fact that they're trying to pass this off as a safety thing, first of all, I don't think this would have been a topic if the Eagles hadn't run it, I think, 41 times this past year and been so successful. I mean, what's more dangerous, a tush push or a receiver going full steam across the middle, catching a pass and running straight into a defender? That's a lot more dangerous, in my opinion. So why not ban that in the same go? I think it's not a good take. It's not a good ban.
I'm sure Cam has a good take.
I agree with Evan. I look at this the same way as like trying to ban a great receiver from trying to make catches by jumping and saying that you can't jump. Because the team is successfully able to push a ball 1 yard down the field every play, you shouldn't be punished because of that. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offensive line, even under two different centers, have been excellent and borderline unstoppable running this specific play. And other teams have tried. Looking at the Buffalo Bills, who tried, 7 times and failed on 4 of them against the Chiefs in the playoffs. It's not for every team, which shows it's not always invincible. It's just invincible for one team that is well coached and can do it great.
I totally agree with both of you guys. Uh, if you look at the Eagles this year, how many of their plays ended on the 1 yard line? Because Saquon got tackled. It was just a case of circumstance where we saw the tush push so many times because Saquon would get tackled on the 1 yard line. I mean, honestly, Saquon should have had like 30 rushing touchdowns this year. And
Absolutely.
but instead, Jalen Hurts got it, and definitely good for a stat. So, do you guys think this is a poor look for the Packers, or is this just gamesmanship, Evan?
I think it's just a poor look overall. You got to stop hiding behind safety. Obviously, it is such a huge concern, especially as more time goes on. But you can't make that the excuse for the fact that you're just trying to get rid of a play that works against you. It's
I think
plain and
it's stupid offseason semantics and a team trying to make a little bit of noise over something that they very well know should not be removed from the sport.
Do you think the NFL will even consider this, or are they laughing at the league office?
I think they're laughing.
I think they're going to consider it for like a second as a storyline, and that's it.
Yeah, totally agree. Hey guys, great job. We finished this conversation and we have 2-1 answer. All right, question two. Cam, we're going to start with you here. Who's going to follow in Ryan Day's footsteps at Ohio State and become the next college football coach to win his first national title?
What has led to success over the last few years? So this is talking about Ryan Day. This is talking about Nick Saban. This is talking about John Harbaugh at Michigan, or Jim Harbaugh, I'm sorry. What makes those successful teams big? You have coaching that has been there and they're great at their job. You have talent acquisition that has been there, and you have maintained different years of recruiting excellence, usually over a 3 to 5 year span. There's only one team that really does a great job in meeting all of that, as they just hired a new OC and a new DC. Their head coach has been to the playoffs now. James Franklin will be that guy who wins his first national title.
Oh, interesting answer. I didn't think you'd say that, Evan.
I'm actually really shocked you said that. I was gonna take James Franklin because of all the reasons that you said, but I'm actually going Dan Lanning on this one.
Mm,
And the reason is Dan Lanning not only last year for 95% of the year were they the best team in the country. But over the last 3 years, they're 28-3, right? They've done an incredible job over the last few years, and they've been so close so many times. They are one of the best from the transfer portal coming into next year. They've got the depth, they've got the talent, they've got the coaching clearly, and they've got the Nike NIL money backing them up. So you have all of that at all the levels. And let's be honest, Oregon, I would want to go to Oregon just for all the bells and whistles that they have and for how close that they've been. They are only 1 or 2 wins away from being national champions just back to back.
So how Oregon played against Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, that doesn't turn you off to the fact about them winning big games?
No, and the only reason it doesn't is because they did it to nearly everybody in the playoffs. Ohio State, you got to think Oregon beat them earlier on in the year. It was a close game. And that's why I say for 95% of the year, they were the team to beat. And then they also had the longest stretch in college football without a bye week. And you couple all that up in the culmination of the biggest games during the season, Ohio State just played out of their minds in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like Oregon too. Surprised neither of you said Steve Sarkisian. I mean, Texas has so much ubers of talent. I just feel like he has a, if anyone has a shot, he has a shot.
There's one
Cam, you
thing
got
that
eight
leads to
seconds.
there's one thing that leads to potential favor or
Mhm.
issues, and that is the expectations at Texas are insane.
Yeah, very true, very true. All right, and I was gonna bring up Brian Kelly, but none of us want to talk about Brian Kelly. So let's just go ahead and move on here.
No,
Question
he'll be
three.
without a job.
Yeah. Question three, Evan, we'll start with you on this one. The better UFL head coach, Nick Saban or Bill Belichick? And let me preface this with, this is a totally made up question. Neither of these guys are going to the UFL, but I know you guys both like the UFL, and their season starts in about a month. So we're ramping up the hype for this league. But hypothetically, Belichick and Saban call you, and you're the GM of the Stallions, and they both say, "Hey, we're ready and willing to coach. Pick one of us to be the next head coach." Evan, who are you taking?
I'm taking Saban. Here's the thing. Belichick, from a just manager of professional football, he's amazing at it, right? You give him people with all the top talent in the country, he's going to do an amazing job. The UFL, these are people that didn't necessarily make it to the NFL, or they made it and then they came back. They have got some development that needs to be done for
Hmm.
whatever reason it was. Saban has shown for all the time he was at Alabama, before that, back when he was at LSU, he has shown time and time again that he can develop these players to get them to that next level. And really, that's kind of what the UFL is about. That's what it makes it exciting. I know, at least for me, is these people trying to get either back to or get into that next level. So I'm taking Saban.
Young Cam.
I'm excited to disagree.
Okay.
Obviously, I love Saban. No shade to be thrown. Why I really like Belichick for this, the UFL is a professional league.
Hmm.
Nick Saban did not like the lack of control that he had in his one stint with the Dolphins. I look at Belichick as being able to go in and play chess while all the other coaches are probably playing checkers. He's going to make the best use of the players that he has, and I think he's going to do an excellent job of being able to execute in any different environment that the UFL possibly has to offer. I personally would take Belichick.
And Cam, I totally agree with you. And this is, like you said, no shade on Saban. I'm sure Saban could do a great job if he really put his mind to it. But when you think Belichick, you think one of the coaching goats in the NFL, right? If he isn't, then he's top three, probably, right? For all the Super Bowls he has, 6 Super Bowls.
Absolutely.
So, and you're the UFL. You're a team in the UFL. You want to market yourself as we're that next step to get guys to the pros. Nothing says pro ball more than Bill Belichick. You know, players are going to come in and they're going to go day to day by the pro process, what they do in the NFL. And I'm not saying Nick Saban can't do that. He obviously can, but I just think there's something to be said about, Belichick in this case just has a more NFL reputation.
As
But
much as
guy,
college football changed in its last few years, I think Belichick would be better suited for probably modern college ball.
But I
Next time I'm getting the extra words out because
yeah.
Cameron isn't allowed.
Cam did good there. I will say there's a better chance of Cam reading his texts than there are of Saban or Belichick going to the UFL. So, guys, 3 for 3. That was great. I have a few verbs to throw out there, like, subscribe, follow, thumbs up, comment. I think that's all the verbs I can think of right now, but share. There we go. Do all those things, guys. We want to hear from you. We like when you watch our stuff. We want to give you good content. Let us know what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you, and we'll do our best to make all your dreams come true. So, guys, that's 3 for 3 on Settle for 3. We'll see you next time.